Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I am working on some vintage paper clips, and these are just some of the clusters that I have started and never kind of really got finished with them. So I'm going to finish these today and make these into some really cool paper clips. So I've got my hot glue gun heating up, and I'm going to need some little circles or something for the back. I usually just use a circle hole punch like this, and it doesn't have to be a circle by no means. That's just what I do sometimes, and this is just a scrap piece of cardstock to make the backing. Okay, so this one happens to already be punched out. I'm just going to use that on one. So what I want to do is I want to add a paper clip to the back of this. So I'm going to take one of my paper clips here, and the way I do it doesn't mean it's right or wrong. This is just how I do it. I put the shorter part of the paper clip to the inside, and I leave the longer part to the outside so it has more to grab hold of. And if I want to hang something from the top or tie a ribbon, which I quite often do, then I don't put the circle all the way in. I leave a little opening right there so that I can actually attach something to that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this to this, but I'm going to leave the top of that little paper clip sticking up just a little bit so that I can actually attach something there. A ribbon, a dangly, anything of that sort. And yes, the glue gun is hot, yay. All right, so I'm just going to stick that right there. Okay, and see that little piece of paper clip sticking out? Now I can add a ribbon or something. And that's when I pull out this container here. This is where I stash bits and pieces, you know, when I'm working on something and I've got a little bit left over or whatever, and I just kind of, I'm trying to decide if that blue matches that blue, but it kind of don't, so we'll just go with white. So I just stick them in this little basket. So I've got little bits and pieces here and there to use when I need it. So I think I'm just going to take some of this eyelash and I'm going to go through that little loop at the top, and I'm going to tie it. And this eyelash is so silky, satiny, whatever, that what I usually do is I tie one knot, then I put a little dot of glue there, and then I tie the second knot, and then I know it's not going to come off. All right, so that takes care of that one, and then we'll trim them down just a wee bit. Scissors are getting dull. So now it's got a little frou-frou there. Very, very cute. Now I'm just looking to see, is there anything else I want to add to it? Because I've pulled out some buttons and some different bling. I think I'm going to put something right there, like let's see, I've got these metal eyelets. Let me see if there's anything in there I might want to use. And I do have the light blue color going here, so I thought a dragonfly would be cute, but they're not the right color, are they? All right, so let's see. What else? What else? What else? I could just put a corner in there, like that would be cute. Oh, let's do that. That's cute. And there's a silver dragonfly. He would have worked. But let's just add a little corner. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my hole punch, my small one, the 1/8 inch. I'm going to punch a little hole. This is one of those quick set eyelets. You really don't even have to have a tool to do them, but I'm going to use my tool just because I got it. And then I feel of the back, just to make sure everything is smooth and it's not going to hurt or scratch anybody. And I covered up part of my word. There we go. All right, so I'm going to call that one finished. So let's go ahead and now this one I've got like some navy blue, and you can see I'm just using like torn pieces that I have left over from something. And This was gifted to me recently, some cute little stamps. I think I'm going to add this stamp to that. So in order to do that, I'm going to get my ink, and I'm going to get a dauber, an ink dauber, and I'm just going to ink up those edges. This is a 6 cents stamp. Arkansas River Navigation, it says. Okay, and I'm gonna figure out, this is the process. I think I like it right there. All right, glue, 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 glue. And I'm just gonna stick a little bit of glue up under there to hold that down. And then what do we want to do? Now see here, I've just taken some lace and I stitched it with my sewing machine. I just kind of bunched it up, and then I put this little piece of sari. It's like a sari. I don't know if exactly what you would call it. More of a chiffon, maybe. I'm thinking about even a feather button maybe would be cute. If you got something that kind of complements the color scheme. Okay, like that. Now, when I do my buttons, I don't always do this, but I like to add a little bit of string to make it, I mean, you can actually definitely stitch the button on if you wanted to. I'm kind of mass making today, so to save time, I'm not going to bother punching all the holes and stitching it on, but I'm just going to run my little twine through the 2 holes, and then I'm going to tie it, and that'll just excuse me, that'll make it look like it was stitched on. Okay, there we go. All right, let's see if I can get something better to cut with. And then I always just leave a few little strings hanging just for fun, but I think that would be cute. Glue, where did you go? Hello, we picked up a hitchhiker. All right, so I'm going to use hot glue for that. And I'm just going to put that little button right in there, the little feather button. Okay, and what else do we need? You know, I love my frou-frou. I love my bling and blitz and frou, and so why not add, come here you, why not add some crystals? Crystals are always good, always. And in order to pick them up with my little pencil, I really need them to be facing up. So I pulled out way more than I'm going to use, but I'm going to put a crystal there and maybe right up under that little 6 cents. So I've got my little wax pencil picker-upper, and I'm going to put a crystal there and a crystal there. Then the rest of these guys go back in the little container. Uh-oh, there's one. Okay, one more. There you go. Now, that's very, very cute. All right, so now, you know what I'm thinking? I think I'm going to change colors on my background. There, this will work good. This is about what I used for the background of that anyway. But I said my background, I meant the backing where the paper clip goes. Instead of using that stark white card stock, I'm going to use this. All right, this one kind of has a little point at the top, so I don't think I'm going to bother leaving that up to hang anything. Come on, glue. I'm just going to glue this onto the back right here. Yeah, that's better than the white. And we're going to say that one is finished, okay? That's 2. Let's get you guys out of the way. All right, now this one's very vintage looking. It's got a vintage sewing machine. This is an image that I printed out on some photo paper. I've got cheesecloth. I've got a little word that's kind of covered It says remembered. There it is. Can you see it? Remembered. I've got a piece of a doily and a button. I mean, it's just precious. To me, I like that one very, very much. The only thing I might add would be some bling. All right, so we're going to take some glue, and I think I'll go crystal, pearl, crystal, because with all the lace and the vintage look of it to me, I think it needs a pearl. All right, so let's get an itty bitty pearl. Okay, so the pearl I found wasn't as itty bitty as I was kind of looking for, but you know what? I like it. I think it's great. So I have all my little flat back pearls in some containers, but what I did is I took out a few and just put them in this little bitty container, and I keep it right handy. So when I just need one, I don't have to go digging through all my stuffings to find it. Okay, so we'll call that one finished. Oh, no, it's not. I got to put the paper clip on the back. Okay, so for this one, I put the paper clip on the back, and I left it hanging up here because I want to put some kind of a dangle on there. All right, so I went digging through my stuff, and I found this little bitty beaded dangle that I have made. So I am just going to attach it to a bulb pin. I'm just deciding what color. I think I'll just stick with that color right there. Let's get that out of the way. And I'm going to attach this to here, but I always like to put a few little seeds on my bulb pin just to jazz it up a little. So I'm going to go with these large seed beads, aka rocailles, and I am going to put that right there. I'm thinking I have to make sure that's the way I want it. Sometimes I hang them from jump rings because it gives a little more movement to it. But this time I think that might be just fine. Let me look at it and see if I like it. If I don't, I'll hang it from a jump ring. All right, that's pretty darn cute. All right, we're going to call that one finished. All right, so that one's got the little Jenga Jenga. All right, so this one I've got 2 scrap pieces of paper onto another scrap piece, a little bit of lace, and a little bit of Tim Holtz vintage ephemera stuff. So let's see, there are other buttons in here. There are sewing machine buttons. It's a different color blue. What else do I want to use? Oh, there's some buttons and stuff in here too. Let's see what we might find. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to take just a little piece of eyelash yarn, and I'm going to roll it around in a circle. And I'm going to take my hot glue, and it's going to go about right there. I'm going to put that eyelash right there. And then on top of that, I've got this button that's got kind of some red plaid looking. I'm going to stick it right there. Oh, very cute. Very cute. Okay, now I want to put on this one, here we go, some kind of a wooden veneer type thing. These are birdhouses and music. Yeah, birdhouses and music. That's what it seems like. But this, wait a minute, I see what I want. And guess where it's at? Way down in the bottom. I saw it somewhere. See, this is an, shoot. Out of that whole container, there was one little airplane, and I wanted it. All right, that's what I want. And so I'm going to put a little bit of glue, and I'm going to put that airplane right there. Oh, it's so cute. It's so cute. Okie dokie. Now, what shall we add? Let's do something different. Okay, so what I've taken is one of these itty bitty 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 safety pins. Itty bitty, and I put 3 itty bitty bitty seed beads on it, and I couldn't get any more or else I wouldn't have room to put it on, and I'm just going to attach it to that lace. Oh, how cute is that? Now look, is that just precious? Yeah. Okay. Ooh, you know who that sounded like? If you're my age, you'll know who I'm talking about. That sounded like Snidely Whiplash. If you know who Snidely Whiplash was, put a comment below. We were talking about him the other day, and we're like, do y'all remember Snidely Whiplash? Yes, I do. So if you remember, I'm not going to give it up. Tell me who he was. It's one of the cartoon characters from way back. All right, and I'm going to put my paper clip there. Get the glue string away. I will run my heat tool over all of these later. All right, finished. This one. Oh, looky, looky. Which way do you want it to go? Oh, if it went that way, it could almost be a pocket. Oh, look at there. We'll put a little tiny tag in there. So one day I just got my die cutter out, and I cut tags, and I cut tags. Girl, did I cut tags. So when I need a little tag, I can just reach over there and grab one. A little bit bigger than that, maybe. I've got all these tags. I've got some itty bitty. And I'm just looking for a certain size. Isn't it fun to look through somebody else's stash? When I'm at a retreat and somebody has like a little box like this full of goodies, I'm like, oh, can I plunder through your goodies? And they always say, yeah, sure, go ahead, you know. And we just love to look through each other's stuff and see what you've got. What have you made? And I ain't finding any of them that I really... Ooh, that one might be a good one. That's a G45 paper pack. Yeah, let's put that one in there. Okay, so I like these little containers, but if you get them too full, they go through the crack when you're getting them, opening them out. All right, let's put that out of the way. So I've got a little bitty tag down in there, but that little tag needs to have a ribbon. Okay, so I just found this little turquoisey blue, which was a little bit brighter than I really was going for, but it was the closest color I had. So I'm going to stick that little tag in there, so that part will be removable. And on this one, I would like very much to use this little birdhouse. So I'm going to take a little more of my frou. I'm going to go 2 fingers wide this time. Make my little circle. And I'm going to put it right there. Come back, glue gun. So I'm just going to, and that's just a little fabric ruffle that I made right here. And it has been tea dyed that I started with on this one. Just never got around to finishing it. I start a bunch and then I just put them all in a container until I get a chance to come back and finish them. That must have came out of that little tag container, and I didn't see it, but hey. Uh-oh, I didn't let that dry. I didn't cap it up quick enough and it got dry. So let's just put that little coin. It's just a little stamped, punched coin right there. Yep, this art glitter glue will dry so quickly if you don't keep your pin in the top. But I get so tired of taking it in and out, so I left it that time. All right, and since I've got a bird cage and birds sing, I want this little musical note to go right there, close to that tag. All right. Oh, how precious. All right, now I'm going to get my glue back and see if it'll come out now, because some of that is not laying down good enough. And I want that to lay down right there. Good. Okay, so what do we need? We need some bling, and I've got an idea in this little stash of mine right here. I've got, this is some tea dyed or coffee dyed lace motifs, which might be too big. Ooh, okay, it's not too big. It's pretty big, but I like it. So I'm going to glue it right there. All right, and then I think we need to add some bling bling. So where do we want our bling this time? Let's put one on the musical note. Let's put one in the center of the flower. And let's have one down here just for good measure. All right, so there's one on the musical note. There's one way down there. And let's go with a big one. For the middle of our flower, it needs to be bigger, don't you think? Come on, you. Come on, you. And I might put just a little more glue because this is a big one. Let's see if this will pick up the big ones too. Come on, come on. Yes, it will. All right, so I got a little bit of glue kind of hanging around the edges, but if you're familiar with art glitter glue, you know that it dries clear and it'll kind of go away. You won't even know where it went. It shall be gone. All right, so this part right here looks a little bare to me. I like a lot of stuff. So let's look in here, and I just happen to have a pretty turquoisey blue flatback pearl. So I'm going to take that, come here you, and I'm going to put a dot of glue right there, and I'm going to put that little pearl, and that just finishes it off to me. Isn't that cute? Cute, cute, cute. Okay, now let's have the back. Where's my thingamajiggy? Here it is. Let's put the backing on here like this. Get another paper clip and put our paper clip on. And you know, these are altered paper clips, but they're also great as a bookmark. I keep them in my Bible a lot. Maybe not quite as bulky, you know, but the thinner ones, a lot of times I use them in my Bible and in books that I'm reading for a bookmark. All right, now this one's kind of got some red and a little bit of rusty color, and I see a torn edge that I think I'm going to add a little ink to. Get some little ink up in some of them places like that. All right, so what do we want to do to this one? Let's think. I want that to be up. Let's do something different to this one. Okay, so here we are at the end of part 1. I thought I was through, and then I found one more. This is the one we were working on. I added a key and this little ribbon and this little brad, fox brad and a button, and then I found this one. I'm like, oh, I got one more to go, but I'm running out of time, so I went ahead and did this one off camera, and I put the paper clip on the side of this one, so this one can actually go on to a page on the side, and I've got a little leather dangle and a little tag hanging there, and hot glue strings that I can't stand. This is some leather looking paper and a little bit of burlap. All right, so this is part 1. Now part 2, I'm going to do some more vintage paper clips, but they're going to be completely different. We're going to go in a whole different Victorian shabby chic way. So stay tuned for that coming up soon. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope I've inspired you. Go out there and get creative today. Bye-bye.